Hey guys, how are you doing, and welcome back to another video. Now, a lot has happened in K660 since KVK. Right after KVK, we had our family guilds XIX, XEX and XVX migrating in. But then, a few days ago, Asura family moved in. So that's like FSZ, GOG, YY1 and a few other guilds. So obviously they came here thinking that we'd be easy targets and they could have pretty easy Baron here and be able to take the base. Just looking through the Kingdom news here, you can see they've got some pretty strong players like Bonnie with that beautiful Emperor gear. So that would make it very difficult for us to stand against them in a Wonder War fight. But guys, what do you do when new friends move into the neighbourhood? You throw them a welcoming party, right? So that's exactly what we did. So just a couple of hours after these guys migrated in, we got our 7 family guilds together and just started going after these CT2 players. Our first target is Danny WJ, who's sitting at about 630 million might. First 2 rallies launch and there's no change in gear. Third and fourth rallies start marching. We get capped, then XVX, XIX and XEX also get capped. He's dropped about 90 million might already. JD hit him and walk away with siege, but then Nash comes in and lights him up. And GBM come in with that infantry rally just to finish him off. So in total he's dropped around 310 million might. We don't know how many troops he started with because these are completely blind rallies. Timing on that shield could not have been better. Literally 10 seconds after he was zeroed. He was defending in infantry wedge, which is why he was able to cap most of the early range rallies. But then as soon as he runs out of infantry, Nash is able to burn him. Guys, just imagine migrating to a kingdom that you're supposedly supposed to be dominating and then getting zeroed by the residents on the first day. It's not a good look, is it? When you're about 600 million might with anti-scout up, you don't really expect anyone to hit you. I mean, I didn't expect anyone to hit me when I was just 400 mil with anti-scout up, because people just don't like hitting anti. And after a while, some players, I guess, get complacent and stop worrying about it, because it's probably never going to happen. This was the mistake that these guys made, and they definitely underestimated the capabilities of our family. Because I mean, if you're going to migrate somewhere where there's a family that can make 7 rallies at any time of the day, that's pretty dangerous, isn't it? But these guys clearly weren't warned. And now we're going that extra mile to make them feel as welcomed as possible. Our next target is CT2 Silver, sitting at 660 million might in research gear, who's about to become our next welcomed guest of honour. Five of the 7 rallies launch at almost the same second, which is exactly what we want. And he doesn't change gear. Once again, XIX family going in and getting capped first. He's dropped 150 mil might on just the first 5 rallies, but he's still capping. He manages to cap the 6th rally by GBM, but if we look at the board, you can see he's lost a ton of troops. Going off the losses from the board, especially from the range rallies, we can conclude that he's probably in a range formation, since range rallies against cav formations would usually produce much bigger hits. JD are just coming in now because they launched a bit later. As we can see, he hasn't changed gear or healed yet, so it means he's 100% offline, which is a very good thing, because if he had been online and in gear and healing his troops, that would have been a disaster. JD are the first players to walk back, and we finally get first report so we can see what formation and what his composition is and what he has left. He is in ranged phalanx with only cavalry and infantry left, so the only thing to do now is send full cavalry rallies. There is a lot of T4 in that composition, so that explains how he was able to eat so many rallies in research gear without burning. Fast forward 5 minutes later and all the secondary rally leaders are coming in with cavalry rallies now. HAH are unsuccessfully trying to steal kills. It's already too late because we grabbed the leader. So that's our second consecutive Asura family player zero since the rally party started. I hope these guys feel adequately welcomed by now. Because we were on a winning streak with zeroing CT2, we decided to go after this very ambitious target next with full mythic gear with 3 champ pieces and an 11k hero. Remember guys, these are completely blind rallies, so we have no idea what this guy has, but we're going to go after him based off the fact that because he has an 11k hero and mythic champ gear, that he probably has a pretty high base might, so that might mean he doesn't have many troops. Also, his kills are extremely low for what that account should have, so being the good friendly neighbours we are, we decided to go over and help him with that. Of course, we're starting this off with T4, T2 leaderless rallies, because it's not a good idea to send leaders on the first hit against something like that until you know kind of what you're hitting into. And the best way to gauge how much he's going to lose from real rallies is by sending leaderless rallies. Although, as we can see there, he didn't really drop much, and the troop losses on the board are pretty minimal, which is kind of to be expected when you're blind hitting a 1.3 billion mythic player. Based off the damage from the first wave of leaderless rallies, we could guess that he was either in cavalry formation, most likely cavalry wedge, or range phalanx, because range rallies dropped him the most, which still isn't very much. Although it's highly unlikely for these kinds of players to be logging off in cavalry phalanx, it is possible for them to accidentally log off in cav wedge, because cav wedge is one of the best formations to send range rallies in. In fact, when we zeroed Chen Yi's second Emperor account, he was in cav wedge. Although if he is offline and in a cavalry formation, zeroing him would be very difficult because he's in full cav gear, so his cavalry front line would be super boosted and have extremely high HP, so he's not going to take much damage from range rallies, even though it's a counter. The other alternative was he could be in range phalanx, which is still not very desirable because to counter range phalanx you have to send inf rallies, and because he's in full cav gear, he's going to destroy those inf rallies pretty quickly. We did send a second round of leaderless rallies at him, but that didn't do much damage either. After this, the rally leaders kind of debated about whether to try and send full T4 rallies with Bunny to get leaders back, but in the end we just kind of decided to move on. Like, the zeroing this guy isn't really worth it, and he's probably online at this point. Our suspicions about him being online were correct, because as soon as we moved away and found another target, he started shit-talking us in global chat and accusing us of being cowards for not continuing to rally him. But mate, you're 1.3 billion might and you've got an 11k hero and mythic champ gear. You shouldn't really be begging people to rally you. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed us showing Asura family what we can do with just 7 rallies. Remember, after Guildfest, we'll be able to double that number. So thanks for watching and goodbye.